This group of Central and South Americans are here in the Mexican capital, not for sightseeing or tourism. Rather, they seek answers from the authorities as to what truly happened to 72 of their loved ones who were found massacred in the northern Mexican town of San Fernando, Tamaulipas, in August of 2010.
They were not thieves. They were dignified, honorable, and hard-working people. There was my brother, my niece, another niece, my nephew, and my partner. They all went in search of a future for us because we are in poverty in Guatemala.
The 72 victims were migrants from Brazil, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. In 2012, mass clandestine graves amounting to 193 corpses were also found in the same community. Members of the violent Zetas drug cartel, some who were previous Mexican military personnel, were arrested for the crimes. Yet the families say little more has been done by the authorities. What else have you received by the Mexican authorities?
No, nothing.
The violent event occurred at the height of Mexico's so-called war on drugs, which for the last decade has left more than 100,000 killed and 27,000 disappeared. Those who are considered most vulnerable have been migrants, and rights defenders denounce that often authorities are involved or partially guilty.
There is no authority, and it's worth being redundant, that is being investigated for this event, which have marked the history of this country. It is not just any other crime. It is not a minimal human rights abuse. It is a very grave human rights abuse that the Mexican state has not been able to clarify.
Now, with nearly 6 years since the San Fernando massacre, the families continue to suffer with serious doubts. At least 8 families received in 2010 what the authorities claim to be the ashes and remains of their loved ones, yet with no proof of DNA.
We don't know if we buried our own, or who they may be, and if they are not, then where are our family members? We live this uncertainty not knowing where they are.
The uncertainty is one shared by thousands of Mexican and Central American families who have seen cases similar to San Fernando emerge in the years that have followed. Ultimately, listing some of the most high-profile cases as example, activists say the Mexican state is simply incapable of providing justice.
I believe that the case of the 72, like that of the clandestine graves, or that of the case of Cadereyta, or Ayotzinapa, Tlatlaya, or the many more, represent a Mexican state in decomposition, with a tremendous institutional debility, incapable of searching for the disappeared and incapable of procuring justice.